Well, here we are about to take a nighttime cruise in the '69 Eldorado. Thought I'd just do a quick walk around. This car looks so cool at night. I love these tail lights. Just looks great. You have the cornering light doubling as the side marker light, and in '69 they had the side marker light there in the rear. That came in '68. Just a great looking car. And the interior has a nice ambiance at night when you open the door. Well, aside from that key buzzer. Ugh. Lights in the doors, sail panel, no overhead dome light, which was typical for the luxury cars of the time. You can see the light in the door panel. On these years, when you got the Cadillac Calais, they costed out those lights. I always thought that was funny, as well as the bright work on the pedal trim. You also have, stepping inside, close the door, you do also have a really bright reading light here, but you got to find the switch in the dark. But there it is. Kind of casting a light on the floor. And these gauges look quite nice at night. The cruise control, let me turn the key on. You can see here, this little light goes on, and then when you depress the cruise, there's a green cruise lettering that appears here when the cruise control is activated. Thought that was kind of cool. In any case, let's take it for a ride, see how it does at night. And before setting off, I thought you might like to see the reverse light, which is in the middle there in the fuel filler door. Cadillac kind of took that again a little bit on the newer models, but I thought it was a good, nicely integrated light. Although the fuel filler door, if you watch my other videos, I don't think is well integrated at all. You basically have to pop the trunk to fill the car with gas, which is not ideal. Okay, let's set off. Okay, well, here we go in a little nighttime drive in the '69 Eldorado. As opposed to some other cars there, this doesn't have the blue-green lighting. It still looks quite nice. This car's super quiet. You can see the Guidematic headlamp is activating the bright lights and not. On smooth surfaces, it's a smooth car. On not so smooth surfaces, it's not, unfortunately. But it is quiet, and the powertrain is particularly quiet. Yeah, there's just something about driving these old cars at night that is so soothing. I think it's just a lack of electronics. All there are just a few gauges. Of course, the fuel gauge is on low in this car. And that's about it. Automatic climate control is working great. Again, this ride is pretty firm for the era in this Cadillac, but not obtrusively so, certainly by modern standards. It would have been back then. I think the thing what really lets it down is the impact harshness over bumps. This is a smooth road, so you really don't get a sense of what the impact harshness is. But needless to say, other body-on-frame cars were better. This car is let down by its 3/4 length frame, single leaf rear suspension. It does have torsion bars up front, but I think the single leaf rear suspension was really because General Motors was trying to save money. This front-wheel drive setup cost about $500 per car in 1969 dollars. In other words, about $5,000 extra per car in today's dollars. And so they were just looking for places to save costs, and I think that's why they went with the setup. There's not really any other good explanation for why you would go with an expensive car like this or the Tornado with that kind of a rear suspension setup. But they did, and it works okay. It just doesn't work as well as the other things that were offered by other automakers during the period. That said, the car is still immensely fun to drive. I enjoy it every time I come out. I do wish Cadillac had taken more of a Chrysler approach and put more gauges on the cars. I think they wanted you not to worry about the vehicle, but it would be nice to have a temperature gauge at least, as opposed to just the idiot lights. Although this has a coolant temperature indicator as well as a engine metal temperature indicator, so got a couple layers of protection here. And on these twisty turny roads, this car just does great as long as they're smooth. Very velvety powertrain in this car. Part throttle tip-in isn't that great in these Cadillac V8s, but if you really step on it, then they do get down and boogie. Part of which I think is this, that they're jetted rather lean. This car is a federal car and has an air pump in 1969. Interestingly, the 429 cubic inch V8s, to me at least, feel peppier than the 472s until you really lay into the throttle. It's not like you have trouble accelerating away from a light, but it's just different than even my Kenosha Cadillac, my AMC Ambassador Brougham that has a 360 cubic inch engine. That one, the part throttle tip-in is excellent. You barely have to hit the accelerator to get to moving. This one is different. You kind of got to push it a little bit in order to get the car moving. But then when you floor it, it really does move quite fast. I've driven some of these with the Premium Fuel 500, 1970 Eldorados, and they are even quicker. I mean, noticeably quicker. But this is just fine. Good responsiveness. Smooth like liquid velvet. And the car certainly looks good. I don't think anybody's going to say that the styling of the 69 Eldorado is anything other than a home run for GM. Just wish the interior materials and quality were a little bit better. Oh well, you can't have everything. Thanks for watching this nighttime drive of the 69 Eldorado. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, check out the video thumbnails at bottom left and right for some suggestions for you. And feel free to hit the super thanks button. Thanks again for watching.